If the responsibility is taken by 2 or 3 underwriters, it is called joint underwriters, we say. If the company is not in a position to subscribe 90% of the share, then whatever the application fees they have collected, they have to pay back those application money to the public. If there is any mark of the underwriter is called marked application. If there no mark is there, it is called unmarked application. Hello my dear student, I am Dr. B.S. Subramanya, called by name Dr. B.S.S., Professor in Commerce and Management, Vidhyaashram First Aid College at Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. In the last session, I have given one introduction class and we told the syllabus. So the heading is Underwriting of Shares and Debenture. One question will come for 15 marks, another question will come for 10 marks. So here there are two. One is 15 marks, another 10 marks. On 2 marks, one theory will come. Today, in this session, I am going to handle only 10 marks question. Before that, I will explain what is actually underwriting is. So, we are handling this session, Corporate Accounting 2, third semester, Unit 1, Session 1, in favor of underwriting of shares and debenture. So, a warm welcome to all the students for third semester. So, it is your Dr. B.S. Subramaniam who is going to hand underwriting of shares and debenture. We'll move on. Assume that the company is having 1 lakh share. So the company has to issue 1 lakh shares to the public. Out of that, as per the 90% of the shares should be subscribed by the public within 120 days. As per Companies Act of 2013, what the company says, if you have got whatever the number of shares you have issued, 90% of the shares should be subscribed within 120 days. If the public does not subscribe 90% of share, whatever the application fees they paid by the public should be refunded or paid back to the what's called the applicant. So it is nothing but an expenditure to company. And another point, the goodwill of the company will go. So here the point is, what is the number of share? Whatever the number of share, 1 lakh, 90% means 90,000 should be collected from the public within 120 days as per the Companies Act of 2013. If the company is not in a position to subscribe 90% of the share, then whatever the application fees they have collected, they have to pay back those application money to the public. So it is a heavy expenditure that is taken by the company in order to ensure the goodwill of the company will go. So in order to avoid this, they will go with their friends called underwriters. Then I'm going to explain what are the underwriters are. Underwriting is one of the technique of marketing security which is commonly used by a company in order to procure sufficient funds and make the issue of success. Definition. According to Section 76 of the Companies Act, underwriting is an agreement whereby underwriters ensure the company that in case shares and debentures offered to the public are not subscribed by the public to the required extent, the balance of shares and debenture will be taken up by the underwriter. I told you, 90% should be subscribed by the public. If they are not in a position to collect the money, so the company will take the help of the middleman or the dear friends called underwriter. Who are underwriters are? Underwriters are the agent who undertake to purchase the shares and debentures of the company. They will assure the company, don't worry, we are here. We take the share of your company. You be free now. Don't worry. Whatever the shares you have got, entire shares will be taken up and subscribed to public, we will collect the money from the public to the extent of 90%. So who is safe now? The company is very much safe now because the entire risk of taking up the share, what's called purchase the share, subscribe the share, goes in favor of underwriter who take the responsibility of selling the share to the public on behalf of the company. So for this, we are going to a remuneration. That remuneration we called as underwriting commission. Then, if only one underwriter writes responsibility, it is called sole undertaking. If the responsibility is taken by two or three underwriter, it is called joint underwriters, we say. So only one person, sole underwriter. If two or three person take the responsibility, it is called joint undertaking. So underwriters are those person who will sell the shares and debentures of the company on behalf of the company for a remuneration is called underwriting commission. And now the risk of the company in order to collect the money goes in favor of underwriter who is safe now, who is risk free now. The company is risk free. They are very happy to see that their shares are taken by the underwriter who will sell the share and pay the money to the company. So we are safe, and they say that the entire responsibility goes in favor of the underwriters. Then, liability of the underwriters, complete underwriting. If the whole issue of the share or debenture taken up by the underwriters is called complete undertaking, partial undertaking, only a part of the issue of share of the taken by the underwriter. I'll tell you. If the total number of shares is only 1 lakh, 80% is taken by the underwriter, means it is called partial undertaking. If the number of shares is 1 lakh, entire 1 lakh is taken up by the underwriter, it is called complete undertaking. Only 80% or 70% is taken by the underwriter, it is called partial undertaking. I think you understand. So complete share is taken by the underwriter is called complete undertaking. Only to the extent of 70% or 80% taken by the underwriter, it is called partial undertaking. Then come back this word, mark and unmarked application. I will repeat, mark and unmarked application. Mark application which are affixed with the official stamp or any symbol of the respective underwriter for identifying the application recommended by them are called marked application. So when the underwriter sell the share on behalf of the company, they will put their stamp. If X sell the share, will put the stamp of X. If Y sell the share, they put the stamp mark of Y, means representing we the underwriters Y sold the so many share on behalf of the company. Its representation affix the stamp of X, Y, and Z, showing that we are responsible for selling this share. That's called marketable. So this is a mark of the underwriter. It may be X, it may be Y, it may be Z. So that the company can also understand how much share has been taken up by X, taken up by Y, taken up by the Z. Then we'll move on. Unmarked application, the shares and debentures of application which are directly issued by the company to the public, which could not affix any official stamp or underwriter, is called unmarked. So there are some application which is not taken by the own. Assume that out of that 80,000 share, only 50,000 share taken by the underwriters. What is the total number of share? 80,000 taken by underwriters, 50,000. How much left over? 30,000. It is called an amount which cannot be written by the underwriter. So who will take the responsibility? Meaning underwriter. The company will issue this responsibility to the public so that they have to collect the what's called amount on 30,000 share. that is the unmarked application. So how much marked application? 50,000. How much unmarked application? 30,000 share. Hope you understand. If there is any mark of the underwriter is called marked application. If there no mark is there, it is called unmarked application. Then firm underwriting. It is an arrangement which is underwriter or underwriters make a firm definite commitment to take up a specified number of shares of a company irrespective of the number of shares subscribed by the public. So firm undertaking means we'll take definitely so many number of shares. X says I will take 1,000 shares for myself. He will definitely confirm irrespective of public subscription. Whether they subscribe or not, I will take how many shares? 1,000, that is definite. X says. Y says I will take 2,000 shares. Z says I will take 3,000 shares. So it's a firm, definite undertaking by the underwriter. It's called firm underwriting. Don't worry. I will take 1,000 shares, says the X. I will take 2,000 shares, take the Y. I will take 3,000 shares by the Z. So it's a firm underwriting or definite undertaking. What's called hoped by underwriter. Definite undertaking. They will take up that these shares. Don't worry, we are here. We'll take up 1,000 share, 2,000 share thing. It's a confirm whether irrespective of subscription is called firm underwriting. Now, come back here. Undertaking liabilities. Without firm undertaking, there is no word called firm undertaking, then gross liability minus marked application, whatever the leftover is called unmarked application, whatever the surplus, I will explain the surplus. Surplus will be distributed. The balance is net liability of the underwriter, net liability of the share. So this is under liability, undertaken liabilities of the undertaking the liability of the underwriter without firm undertaking, gross liability, marked, unmarked application, surplus, net liability of share of the underwriter. Come here. With firm undertaking, it may be firm undertaking included in total application. If the firm undertaking included in application, it may include in the marked application, it may include in unmarked application. If the firm underwriting is included in application, it may be marked application or unmarked application. The firm underwriting is not included in total application, it should be treated separately. Firm underwriting should be treated separately. If it is not included in the application, it should be treated separately. If it is included in application, it may be marked application or unmarked. It may be included in marked application or it may be included in unmarked application. When you say that total application means it includes marked and unmarked application. It may be marked application or unmarked application. When you say application received, means only two types, marked application or unmarked application. Hope you understand. This is without firm undertaking, gross liability, marked application, unmarked application, any surplus come, that should be distributed. The reference is net liability of share. With firm undertaking included in total application, it may be marked application or unmarked application. When the application includes the firm undertaking, it may be marked application or it may be unmarked application. Increase firm underwriting not included in total application, then firm underwriting should be treated separately. Okay, should be shown separately. How to show separately? Gross liability minus mark application minus unmarked application minus firm underwriting surplus, add back firm underwriting. This is extra. First is gross liability minus mark application minus unmarked application minus firm underwriting minus surplus. You add back the underwriting because you are separately deduct the firm undertaking showing the total liability. This is one markup when the firm underwriting is not included in the application form, treated separately. Now, this is specimen of underwriting of net liability. 10 marks question. First, you have to write name of the company, statement showing net liability of the underwriter. If there are three underwriter 1, underwriter 2, underwriter 3. First is gross liability. Number 2, minus market application. Next is unmarked applications. Then surplus. Then whatever the leftover is called net liability of underwriter. This is a pakka format of, what is the format? Specimen of underwriting, net liability, name of the company, statement showing the net liability of underwriter. How to write? First gross liability minus marked application, next unmarked application. Whatever the surplus comes, that should be distributed. Difference is net liability. While you are solving the problem, you understand this. This is the case, very important. Without firm underwriting, we must be careful. First, total application includes, it may be marked application or unmarked application. Okay. So what's the format? Gross liability minus marked application minus unmarked application minus surplus. Then we move on to problem now. First problem, 10 marks problem. A company issued 60,000 shares of rupees 10 each. The whole of the issue was underwritten by X, Y, and Z in the ratio of 3:2:1. What is the total number of shares? 60,000, which has been written by X, Y, and Z in the ratio of 3:2:1. The application received for only 51,000 share. How many share we have issuing? 60,000. But how many application received? 51,000 share. The particular application received is as follows. In that 51,000, the mark applications are 30,000 plus 10,000 plus 45,000 are there. Determine the liability of underwriters. We'll write what's the total number of share? 60,000 share. Out of that, 51,000 share is subscribed. So it includes mark application, 30,000, 10,000 and 5,000. So we'll move on. Total is 60,000 shares. X, Y, Z. They are in the ratio of 3:2:1. 3 by 6, 2 by 6. So 3 by 6 of 60,000 is 30,000, 20,000, 10,000 shares. So total is 60,000. The responsibility goes in favor of X, 30,000 in favor of Y, 20,000 in favor of Z, 10,000. Total application received, total shares issued, 60,000. In this, application received, $51,000 minus marked application, see the problem. How much marked applications are? 30,000, 10,000, 5,000. Totally 45,000. So balance is 6,000. This is 45,000. Balance is 6,000. It is unmarked. Totally 51,000 minus marked application 45,000. How much unmarked is 6,000 application. So when you say application money, it includes marked application or unmarked application. So total number of share issued is 60,000. Underwritten by XYZ in the ratio of 3:2:1. X goes to the responsibility of 30,000 share, Y 20,000, Z 10,000 share. So total application received 60,000. Application total number of shares are 60,000. Application received 51,000. Out of it, marked applications 30, 10, 45,000. How much unmarked? 6,000. So what is the total number of application received? 51,000 share. Out of that, mark application 45,000. How much unmarked is 6,000? I already told when the application received, it include mark application or unmarked application. How much mark application? 45,000. How much unmarked application? 6,000. We'll move on to statement. Statement. Showing net liability. Particulars. Who are the underwriters are X, Y, Z. How many shares issued? Gross liability 60,000 shares in 3:2:1. What's the total number of shares issued? 60,000 shares. So X gets 30,000, Y 20,000, Z 10,000 minus marked applications So how much mark applications are there? 30,000 goes to X. Then 10,000 goes to Y. 5,000 goes to Z. Then deduct. This is nil. This is 10,000. This is 5,000. Balance minus unmarked application minus unmarked applications $6,000 in 3:2:1. So 3 by 6 means 3,000, 2,000, 1,000. Deduct. This is minus 3,000. This is 8,000. This is 4,000. Surplus of X distributed among Y and Z in 2:1. 2:1. 2:1 ratio. So 2 by 3, this is plus 3,000. Then 2 by 3 of 3,000 is minus 2,000 minus 1,000. deduct. This is 0. This is 6,000. This is 3,000. Net liability of underwriters. 10 mass. What is the total gross liability? 60,000 share. They are in the ratio of 3 is to 2 is to 1. X goes to 30,000, Y 20,000, Z 10,000. Minus mark application as per the problem is 30,000, 10,000, 5,000. It becomes nil, 10,000, 5,000. Then unmarked application 6,000 in the ratio of 3 is to 2 is to 1. X gets 3,000, 2,000, 1,000. So negative is 3,000. This is 8,000, 4,000. The surplus of X should be distributed among Y and Z in the ratio of 2 is to 1. So 2 by 3 of 3,000 is 2,000. 1 by 3 of 3,000 is 1,000. So this is 0. This is 6,000, 6,000. It is called net liability of the underwriter. Hope you understand. We put the format only. Gross liability minus marked application minus unmarked application. Whatever the surplus comes, that will be distributed among Y and Z in 2 is to 1. So 1 is 3,000 minus 2,000 minus 1,000. The net liability of underwriters is Y goes to 6,000, Z goes to 3,000, X is 0. Hope you understand. I have explained the entire detail. What is underwriting commission? Who are the underwriters are? What is marked application? What is unmarked applications? Then what is firm underwriting? A simple problem I have solved today so that we can understand easily. Easy problem. This is for 10 marks. Hope you understand the particular problem. We'll meet in next session with another 4 or 5 problems about the 10 marks. Then we'll go to 15 marks. Till then, goodbye. Meet in the next class.